Hello again, YouTube. My name is Bree, and in today's video, I'm going to desperately attempt to stay on topic about this study. I decided that I wanted to do some anatomy studies, and originally I planned to do a bunch of different sketches, just kind of warming up. In my last video, I mentioned that I kind of hadn't painted people in a while, and I felt rusty, and I did a portrait, but I know I'm going to feel rusty on anatomy as well. So I decided to start with some anatomy studies and plan to do a bunch, but then you just sometimes find that picture that you just have to paint it, and that's where I was with this. So it started small because I'd still plan to do a bunch of anatomy sketches around it. I might still do that, I'm not really sure. I ended up painting a block in the background, don't know why. I felt it needed a background color, but then kind of forgot there was supposed to be a bunch of little figures around it, so we'll see. I mean, it's light, I can still do that, but yeah, I definitely want to start taking on some bigger pieces, and I figure starting with some anatomy studies, warming back up, getting it back in the habit of people again would be a good place to start. And yeah, I went on Pexels and looked up photos of dancers because there's just so many great poses there. Dancing is a great way to do anatomy studies, and a lot of them are they're dancers, but they are definitely holding a pose. So some of them do have the really nice movement to them, and some of them are still and are just perfect for anatomy sketches. But this one, I love the lighting, I love the pose, and I thought back to earlier in the year where one of my goals was going to be doing lighting studies, and I've done so few of those. So I'm like, let's just lean into it, love the picture, and here we are. So this picture, and I'm probably going to forget to link to it. I should have a photo still open on my phone because I realized I used to download photos and it would link to where I got them from, so I could easily find it and point back to it. It didn't do that for this one, but I think I could find it again, and I might, if I remember, I'll try to link it in the description below if you'd like to look at that photo set and maybe do your own studies. But yeah, it was just the way the light was coming in. There were blinds or something, so there's that horizontal cast shadow across the back, and it's really warm, and I loved it. It was so good. So yeah, this is going to be a double study. I get anatomy and I get lighting, so it's perfect. And I really had so much fun painting this. Right from the first washes, I was like, I better not screw this up because I love where this is going. And yeah, it was a really good painting session. I think it was about 2.5 hours. And I just enjoyed the whole thing. It wasn't like last video where I really felt I was struggling to remember how to paint. This just worked. Everything went very comfortably for me. I definitely got to hit that comfort zone of just laying down paints and enjoying the process. So feeling really good about this one. Even though it's just study, I really love it, and it makes me very happy. Yeah, so I think I'm still going to go and try to do some more just pencil studies, anatomy studies, from some of the other ones in that photo set. Just remember how bodies work. And then maybe do some more lighting studies in the future, because the whole photo set has great lighting. And there were a lot of other dance pictures with different poses and different angles from the same dancer. So great places to study from. And yeah, I love back muscles, so yeah, this one was definitely a good pick. You got the nice squish of the lines in the lower back and the broad upper back. So good. So yeah, just I'm just being weird. I did definitely forget to continue with those blind markings across the backside, so oops, that will look weird, but I can fix that later. It just won't be in this video, and that's okay. I had a really busy weekend, so that's another thing. I had these ambitions of doing something bigger, and then it's you haven't drawn people in a while, you should probably start with the practice part. And then also because I had plans, I don't have as much time to focus on painting. I'm just really happy I even got a video together. Very proud of myself. I'm gonna take those little wins. But yeah, so just this weekend, I had a bad week. I'll admit I had a bad week, but the weekend was good. It was just busy. We had an early Thanksgiving with my family, so that was really nice. Long day, but really good day. traffic aside. And then on Sunday, I went with a friend to see Pink because she was performing in Orlando, and that was my first real concert, so that was exciting. But I'm recovering. I am very tired. If my voice sounds rough, it's just, yeah, because of that. But yeah, despite sounding exhausted and struggling a little bit, I'm doing great. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the holidays. I only have a couple days at work this week because of Thanksgiving, and then we're just like in the countdown to the winter holidays, so that's great. I'm taking those little wins. Got a lot going on, but we'll make it. So yeah, starting to, with that in mind, plan some potentially bigger pieces because I will have time. I probably won't have as much time as I think I'm going to have, but I'd like to pretend I could take on some bigger projects while I have some time off of work. We'll see. I definitely need to get decorations up and let's not talk about shopping for presents because I don't even know where to begin there. But yeah. So stepping back, at this point, if you've been here before, you know this is my Etchr Sketchbook in, I think it's a B5 size. It's B5. I don't know why I said I think. And my Schmincke palette. I definitely still love this palette. I know I've been focusing more on like the Roman Schmal and the A Gallo lately. But yeah, this palette is still one of my favorites. The only thing is it's big and I don't use like a lot of the paints in here. I really should just take out what I use a lot and move it into a smaller palette, but I'm lazy, so that's probably not going to happen, and I'll just have this giant thing that I sometimes lug out. I did make kind of a smaller palette, like a travel palette for taking to Italy, and I have been using those just because they're more convenient. Also, I use them on the trip. I need to finish that. That travel journal is going to take a million years to finish at the going rate, but hopefully I'll get through it eventually and I'll be able to share it with you. There's a lot of pencil sketches. I just haven't painted a lot of it. I have like a few pages of it completely done, and then I just haven't even started sketching stuff out for the later part of the trip when I got sick, and it just didn't happen. Eventually I'll get through it all. So yeah, otherwise usual supplies, Tintoretto brush, and then my Princeton Velvet Touch for lifting and smoothing and all the other stuff, just making it easier. This is like my comfort zone supplies at this point, and yeah, it was a very comfort zone piece. I mean, it was a study and I definitely was trying to practice some things, but everything about this felt super comfortable, and like I said, I just love working on this one, so I'm very happy here. Definitely got to do more studies. I'm not necessarily like, got to film them all. You don't have to watch me study all the time, but yeah, just need to get in the habit of practicing from reference more, because I just tend to bail on references partway through because I get bored of staring at something, and I don't like looking at a screen, or I don't like wasting paper. It's not wasting, but I don't like printing stuff, so I'm really bad about sticking to a reference. Just kind of go off and do my own thing partway through, and that's the part where you've done the figure, that's good, but like I need to focus on those like little things. The lighting, that's not a little thing, that's a big thing, but we're not going to talk about that. And train of thought. So yeah, I really don't know how things are going to go for the next few weeks because the end of the year is always busy, but I think I should be able to continue with my 2 videos a month and get back on that habit. I struggle when I drop, like I'm really routine oriented. As long as I stick to routines, I get stuff done. The moment my routine breaks, all bets are off, and it's really hard for me to get back on topic. So I'm hoping I could get back to it because I broke it in October and I'm in recovery mode. I don't want to lose my routine. I like having that rhythm. It's a good habit for me to have. It makes sure I keep up with painting and don't just, play video games all day. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but yeah. Otherwise, I really don't have too much to say about this. I'm just trying to get back on topic, but yeah, not much there. So going forward, hopefully I'll have my 2 videos a month for the rest of the year. I don't really have any plans for those, so we're just going to keep winging it. I think what I'm trying to get to is I had this idea that I was going to do like a video on not necessarily telling you what watercolor supplies to get, but like on my favorite supplies and what I'd recommend for a beginner, because I know those videos are interesting. Like, I like watching it, even if it's not like I'm going to buy new stuff. I like to see what other people like and what other people recommend. But yeah, the way I was going to go about it didn't work out. Like, I didn't realize Roman Schmal was like they're amazing and they're so cheap, and they like doubled in price. So that kind of threw off like my momentum there. I was just really surprised. Paints I bought a few months back for like $4 a full pan is now like $7-8 a full pan. And that's really sad to me, because it was like a perfect recommendation for a starter set because it's professional quality and it was so affordable and you get so much paint, and now they let me down. I don't know the situation. I'm sure there's like a story to it. So yeah, this is a really sloppy background. I don't know why I didn't just tape it off or something, but I just wanted to continue a little bit of like a subtle hint to the continued lighting. I was running out of time, so I didn't have time to really put much thought into it, but just wanted to continue that into the background a little bit. Eventually I'll probably go back and do a bit more on this and then do some studies around it, but we'll see. Like I said, I don't know, I'm lazy. But yeah, that's really all I had for this week. I hope you are doing well, taking care of yourselves, and winding down for the holidays. Holidays are really stressful for some people and really great for others. I hope they're really great for you. But yeah, I got nothing else, so I hope to see you in a future video. Take care. Bye.